Hey everybody, it's Walker and Nick at Full Spectrum Laser, and today is the second episode of Laser Talk.
That's right, everybody. We're talking about a few things today. This is going to be our big education laser talk session. So we're talking all things education as we lead up to FetC in Orlando. It'll be our first trade show of the year that we'll be attending. We'll also have a presence at SHOT Show here in Las Vegas. So if you have any gun enthusiasts that'll be in town, that was a shotgun. Yeah. He's a mime when he's not doing laser things. He's very good at it.
I do everything.
He's very good. So we'll be at SHOT Show here in Las Vegas at the Las Vegas Convention Center the same week, and we'll also be in Orlando that same week for FetC, which is the culmination of all the educators talking about STEM programs and other bits of educational-based technology for the classroom. Then we're going to talk about our professional on-site installs and training.
Yeah, I want to do those.
You could have Walker show up on your doorstep, show you how to set up your professional CO2 laser. So we'll jump right in and we'll start talking about our FetC stuff in Orlando. Now, if you aren't familiar with FetC, it's from the 23rd to 26th in Orlando. All the information is right down there below. We're in booth 440. You can't miss us. So if you know any educators, teachers, or anybody that's heading out to the FetC show, make sure you stop by and see us. Walker and I will be there in the booth with a couple of our sales staff, ready to get some of these laser systems into schools all over America.
And take selfies.
Many selfies. There'll be a selfie station in our booth as always. Make sure you stop by and check that out. Now, one of the great thing about these laser lessons, we have so many things to offer value-wise that increase the ability to use a laser inside the classroom. While it's great to have it for lessons and teach people how to use the laser and do laser projects, we're talking everyone from the prom committee to the kindergarten teacher to the people setting up for the new school year in the hallways can use a laser to increase the school. So whether you're a booster club and you're doing a fundraiser or you're making plaques outside the football stadium.
Yeah, decorating, something of that sort.
Absolutely.
All kinds of stuff.
Could you imagine, what was the theme of your prom when you were in high school?
Oh, I didn't go to those.
I didn't go to those things?
No.
I think ours was Gatsby, Great Gatsby.
Oh, that's cool.
like a flappers type thing. I can think of how many cool things we could cut with a laser cutter to create for decorations. It was
Art Deco all day.
Very, very cool. So aside from the value adds to the other sections, we have a team in-house that actually will help you set up syllabus, lessons, and we'll even do live class streaming with classrooms to help with education training and use of the laser. So Walker's created a lot of projects that work well with the education space. You want to talk about a few of those?
We have projects essentially for everybody, right? Different kinds of materials, just all kinds of walks of life could go in there, pick something that they would like, and then learn about using that material with the laser.
Absolutely, and our Laser 101 projects can be used in with the curriculum to step through one by one and teach the kids everything from engraving, cutting, and doing both. We can also set up things like exams and assessments and quizzes to help with the curriculum, and we currently have safety and certification courses online that kids can take and get certified on the machine before they use it in the classroom. Yes, indeed. The other great thing, we'll have a bunch of samples there at FetC, and we'll be doing a few demos with the Muse and RE3. We just got our shipment of cool boxes in, which is a neat, exciting thing. We'll be offering those in just a few weeks, so all current Muse users, if you are interested in having a all-in-one complete solution for your exhaust fan, your water
air
pump,
compressor
and
and
air
water
compressor,
pump,
all in one. The cool pump takes care of it. So this cool pump package will come with a fume exhaust fan that it mounts right on the back of your machine, and then has a single standalone unit that has an air compressor and water pump inside, which makes everything self-contained and easy to use.
Yeah, it's super convenient because if you are traveling, you don't want multiple things. You might forget something, and if it's one thing,
well, what's the option usually? It's the water bucket, right?
Yeah,
so
water bucket.
So if that's if you don't go with a chiller, your option right now when you buy them, use the water bucket. Well, we've understood that the water bucket's not everyone's favorite. That's not the thing that people want to break out. So the 5S and Hobby Series, that will still absolutely be able to use the the more standardized, archaic method of using the water chiller and using the bucket as the water chiller. But with the cool pump, that will replace that for the Muse going forward.
Yeah, that's really nice because you don't have to have that whole bucket of water and keep that clean and keep it like.
Absolutely.
It's all enclosed in the cool box, right?
Absolutely.
All enclosed. It takes just as much water to fill the machine. That's it.
Yep.
No excess.
Yeah, it's great. So while you might not be an educator, chances are you are a professional and you could be looking for one-on-one laser training for your business. Well, we also offer that. We'll be offering 4 times a year quarterly training right here in our Las Vegas facility. We can come out here to sunny Las Vegas, hang out with us at our facility. We'll do a couple days of training. I'll set you up in a hotel right there down on the strip so you can have plenty of free time to be hanging out and doing other things when you're not doing your laser cutting and training. But we'll have, it doesn't matter if you're a hobby user, a Pro Series user, or in our fiber rings, we'll have classroom settings that can adjust. Keep bumping the table. So keep doing that. Keep bumping it. Okay, sorry about that, guys, for bumping the table. But like I said, it doesn't matter what system you're using. We'll have training available for you. These comprehensive courses will customize to your needs. So while we'll do some generalized things as far as laser knowledge and things, we'll customize each one of these sessions for the user. Look at that handsome guy there using the fiber laser. Jeez.
My favorite video.
And here we are just showing some of the software that we'll go over as we do the classroom projects. We'll also have safety training for operations, maintenance, and other things to remember while you're using your laser system.
Yeah, definitely. They'll come in, they'll learn about the laser. We have a hotel on the strip, and then we can party with them afterwards and hang out.
That's really all. We're just luring into town, so we have someone to go grab a couple cocktails with afterward. It's nothing else.
New friends.
Absolutely. Either way, though, these comprehensive courses, they'll be available here real soon. So if you're talking with a salesman about a possible sale, get some info from them. They'll have that upcoming. Our first one will be available in March, and we'll be releasing information on it in February. So look for that mid-February about classes at the end of March, and then every 3 months thereafter. Okay, so I guess we've got a big thing to do here, right? That's
what, the weekly contest?
The weekly contest.
Oh
winner, right?
my gosh, who is it?
Who's
telling us?
Who's
letting us
Are we
know?
getting a? It's in a can. It's in this can. Okay, I'll open up this can.
Oh,
It's in the. Oh, this piece of paper is in this can. Looks like that. Can you read that from?
Lindsay Russell.
Runnels? Lindsay Runnels.
I've
Look at
never
this
heard
wonderful
that.
thing she made. It's actually great. Look at the detail on this little object she made. It's actually a great project. Lindsay, great job. We'll be reaching out to you today. It's a set of earrings, if you can't see from the close-in picture, but they're a gorgeous piece of jewelry. If you want to see it, we'll have that posted on our Facebook page, and Ruben will be reaching out to you in just a few minutes as far as linking up for that prize.
That's a cool last name.
Looks like we got a question in from Dallas, Texas. Gene's asking, Walker, does your laser curriculum require teachers to have design and/or engineering experiences to teach the course?
Absolutely not. You can just be a teacher and go through the curriculum and just show them, it's super easy. Like, the children could teach themselves, really. Like, just go through it and, step by step.
Absolutely. We have Scott, one of our staff members, who has a lot of experience running curriculum and different bits of syllabuses and lessons for schools, and he's taken our laser certificates and actually done a lot of the work for teachers for him. So while you may not have laser design or engineering background, the amount of information you get to start, you'll be able to teach that information to your kids almost immediately, as basically everything he needs provided.
Yeah, all the assets are just handed over, right?
Absolutely. So it looks like Michael from Sioux County, Iowa, is calling in. What grade level can students start using the laser cutter? What'd you say?
I would say middle school.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like if I was in middle school, I'd have fun with it and be smart enough not to be dumb. Yeah.
Smart enough not to be dumb.
Yeah.
But you can imagine, though, all the way down to the preschool and kindergarten level, the teachers could use it.
Yeah, it'd be
in the
beneficial
classrooms.
for the teachers, definitely.
Absolutely. So you can imagine a Muse or a small Pro Series being in the teacher's lounge or teacher's work area, and every teacher in school will be able to run off projects to make the classroom better and enhance the experience for the students.
How awesome would it be, like, middle school shop class, design something and then cut it instantly?
Oh, absolutely.
We worked on projects for weeks, and then they came out horrible.
And then you can imagine your specialty groups, like your robotics clubs, your STEAM clubs, or your STEM clubs, excuse me, and then I believe they call it life sciences, where it's working on like your shop and different projects out in the physical world.
Yeah, like definitely the precision you get with the laser cutter, you can't get like by hand.
Oh no, absolutely.
So if you're
not.
making gears and stuff, you would need it. Like
Absolutely.
definitely.
So it looks like Shoshana from the Bronx is asking, where can I purchase material for use in my muse? That's actually a great question. I mean, there's a bunch of options, really.
Yeah.
Where do you get your material for laser cutting?
So, you can go to your local hardware store, your local craft store. If you're working with a small hobby, I suggest a craft store, but definitely Romark.
Let's say they're going into their local store and they weren't going to order online. What would you be looking for as far as the type of wood to cut and engrave on inside of a hobby laser?
Like from a
Let's say
craft store?
Let's say we're in Home Depot or Lowe's and you're looking for wood there, and let's say it's not even a hobby laser. Let's say you're going to be cutting for a pro laser. What would you look for?
When I look for wood, I make sure that it's extremely flat because there's no reason to waste material by weighing it down.
Absolutely.
And then I like to see how dense it is and how much glue is present. If there's a lot of glue, it's difficult to cut. It kind of like bogs down the laser and makes the project go slower. So less
material
glue,
like
better.
MDF, which is
MDF
mostly
is
glue.
just glue and like sawdust a little bit. Like I don't like cutting it.
It's tough to cut just because there's so much glue, and as you cut through the material and it starts to separate, the glue actually congeals back and actually fills the gap. It usually takes 2 passes on 1/4 inch for MDF because there's so much glue. Although there are better options at MDF at your local craft store, which is another place to get it. So you can go into a Michael's or your local Joann's, and what would you look for there?
So it would be nice and flat, quality wood.
What type of wood do they have offered there, though?
They usually have like a nice maple, pine, softer woods like balsa, basswood, stuff like that. If you're making a rigid project, I suggest staying away from bass and like balsa, but a lot of people use those for like aircrafts, stuff like that, models. Yeah. But it is kind of weak compared to normal wood.
Absolutely. They have typically craft stores you can find a 3-ply birch plywood, which is 3 millimeters thick, and we use it all the time. But another great option Walker mentioned for hardwoods collections and other such things is Romark.
Yeah.
So you can actually go to romark.com. We actually have a link that you'll get 10% off if you follow our fslaser.com/Romark. Every Muse customer and Hobby Series customer actually gets a Romark pack in their laser to get going as they get started, and there's a discount in there for for all full spectrum laser customers for 10% off all Romark and laser bit material. So Romark, while they do have acrylics and wood, they also have a bunch of all their awesome things that you can laser engrave, whether it's tumblers, mugs, lids.
Yeah, they have like pre-cut metal pieces with Surmark on it and stuff like that.
So they have pre-Surmarked metals. So if you can imagine getting business cards that have Surmark already applied on them, and you can laser engrave gold, silver business cards. They have dog tags. They have a bunch of things you engrave. Make sure you go check them out. Show them some love. They're the ones that provide those amazing maker packs for you and all your hobby series when they're coming out. Pro Series lasers should be getting those here this year, as we mentioned last year. We're looking forward to that. We have a few other sales going on right now. We have a really great sale with our Pro 20 machines. If you're a hobby user and you're someone who pushes the envelope a little bit, you have a lot of use on the machine, a great option is this Pro 20, and right now you can get the Pro 20 with a chiller for $4,500, which is a great deal.
Definitely, if you want a pro machine and you don't have that much of a workspace, you're tight on flooring.
Oh yeah. So if your footprint, if you have to kind of keep the footprint small in your shop, that 20 by 12 is great because it has its own stand. You still have the Z table movement and pass-through doors. It's got the upgraded gantry and control system. It's a great machine for shops, schools, maker spaces, or at home use. It's actually probably the best in-home pro laser just because of the small footprint.
Yeah, and it cuts up to a 1/2 inch material. So.
Absolutely. So we have that deal going on. If you're looking for something else, make sure you give our sales guys a call. But that Pro Series is over 20% off, so make sure you check out that. As always, we have the online survey.
Oh, so
you're still looking at questions over there? Oh, sorry. So we have the online survey. Make sure you give us your feedback. We love learning how to be better for you. We do have a question for Walker in from Jeremy from Kent, Washington. And he's asking, can I access the design files for the projects Walker makes? That's actually a great question.
Yeah, they're on our website. Every project that you see us make is on the website.
Speaking of which, what are you making this week for your 1 hour build?
This week I am making a leather wallet. Oh.
It's very cool.
Ooh,
So where did you get the leather for the wallet? That's kind of an interesting story.
So back when I was a starving artist, I wanted to work with leather, but I couldn't afford it. And you get like
expensive, right?
Yeah, you get like a chunk like this big for $20, and I was like, not cool.
Yeah.
So I go on Craigslist and I buy old couches and I cut them up. And like you can get a whole couch like recliner for like $20-40, and then you have so much leather. It's ridiculous. But you just got to make sure cats didn't pee on it. That's like number one rule.
Number one rule. Craigslist couch finds.
That's like insider tip right there.
It's a good insider tip. Okay, so we have one other thing we just want to ask you, and that's to challenge this guy. We had a great suggestion for making this using leather and other objects. So Walker versus you, challenge him, bring him up to speed. I mean, really, what could he make? We're talking the Millennium Falcon. That would be a fun challenge. He could make a 2-scale diagram of the universe. You know, Walker's pretty talented.
If you can imagine it, I can make it.
We were thinking about doing a 6-foot-tall Las Vegas sign, welcome to Las Vegas sign, a very iconic thing here in town. And then we're going to think about doing a very large architectural install. So if something like that interests you guys, let us know what you're thinking. Maybe we could do a cool cathedral with a bunch of stained glass windows or something. That could be kind of neat.
Ooh, yeah.
One other thing, always please check out laser101.fslaser.com. We've got so much great information there. We got material tests, new projects. Walker puts up a project every single week, and usually all the little answers you're looking for, you can find them there at Laser 101, whether it's learning how to use your laser, getting some free projects, or just looking for different assets to use. Walker did auto trace of all the states, didn't you?
Yeah.
So all 50 states exist there, and you can actually use those 50 states to put together and make a puzzle, right?
Yeah, so they're all scaled so you can make the whole continent.
That's pretty awesome. So that's an easy something to do. So let's say you're from Alabama and you want to make a quick gift for someone. Everyone loves the state outline of where they're from. You can go grab the state outline and then put an engraving on top of it, maybe a photo, a sign, something like that.
I always found that kind of pride weird.
What's that, state pride?
Yeah.
Well, you're from Nevada. You guys are battle-born.
Yeah.
Is it the battle-born
I guess that's
pride?
kind of cool.
Oh, we got Amber on Facebook asked real quick, would it matter if you don't take the red line off the raster screen? Does it really matter if you are going to raster over it anyways? Does that make sense?
Okay, so I think Amber's talking about the red vector outline on a raster project. So when you're rastering, that red outline, say you have a vector that's on the outside for a cut, it could be picked up by the black and white threshold. So what you want to do is play with that black and white threshold until that red disappears out of the raster.
What's another method you could use? Sometimes we use yellow when we want to back.
Yeah, we use yellow. It's hard for me to see yellow, so I never use yellow. Sometimes a really good color, cyan.
Oh yeah, great.
You can see that one. It's bright, but it doesn't get picked up easily on the black and white threshold.
What would be the layman's term for cyan?
Teal?
Yeah.
Teal, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One other thing we wanted to mention, a few weeks ago we did a Wednesdays with Walker when the show was still called that, where we talked about some photo engraving, and we have a great ebook out that helps along with it. Well, this got put to the test, and one of our great customers, Jason Cry, actually did this in Stranger Things inspired piece. If you can see it, it's right here. No, it's right here. Yeah, so well done, Jason Cry. I don't know if you can make that any bigger there, Charles, but that is an incredible job. Really, really well done. Jason Cry, once again, that was done on a Baltic birch, on a 1/8 inch Baltic birch. It's 8x10, and the detail on all the faces on Stranger Things is just great.
It's great. I think it looks better now. But,
much better now. The frame's complete.
Yeah, but that engraving is amazing. That is very good dithered.
Absolutely. So, Jason, thanks for sharing that with us. We really appreciate it. Great job. And it's nice to see that the ebooks and laser lessons are going to great use. If you guys have a project you'd like us to highlight or show the world, make sure you send it in. Highlight us on your tags. Tag us on Instagram. Give us a follow on Instagram. We are on there all the time.
I mean, why not share? You could win the contest.
Absolutely. It's a free, easy way to get a little popularity, or what little
Just
show
show
off for
off,
yourself,
yeah.
show off how cool you are. I mean, a lot of things that we see get made by our customers that we're just blown away by.
Yeah.
It's
They
actually
don't share
incredible.
enough.
Yeah, to be honest with you, like we'd love to see everything you make.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's all we have for this week. Until next week, I'm Nick.
I'm Walker, and keep making.
See you next time.
Yep, nice one. So after 20 minutes.